I hold an OCI card and I have held this for years. And there are big news for OCI card holder or those who have been thinking of applying for OCI, both good and the bad. Let's start with the good news. Something significant has changed for entire community of Indian origin families who never thought they would be eligible, families that have been separated for generations from India. I'm talking about generation in true sense of word. And for the first time, India is saying, you're still one of us. I'm going to cover exactly who this affects and what it means coming up in this video. Stay with me. Now, the bad news, and this one affects all 4.5 million of us. In August 2025, the Ministry of Home Affairs issued a gazette notification that has quietly changed the rules in a way that most OCI holders don't yet know about. Under the updated Section 7D of the Citizenship Act, your OCI registration can now be cancelled if you are sentenced to imprisonment for 2 years or more, anywhere in the world, not just in India, anywhere. And here's the part that is genuinely alarming. You don't even need to be convicted. If you are formally charge sheeted for an offense that carries a possible sentence of 7 years or more, cases still running, no verdict yet, that alone can now trigger cancellation. And unlike before, there is no 5-year limit. This rule applies over your entire lifetime. This is not a speculation. This is a gazette notification. Link is in the description. So that's where we are. Good news for some, a new compliance reality for all. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about this in 2026, including the rules most videos are still getting wrong. By the way, I'm Gopi. If you are an NRI, I'm sure you must have stumbled upon my video where I have shared my own experience of NRI and now being an OCI card holder. I have been through this process personally. I know what the portal looks like when you're working late night and you're trying to upload the document. I know the anxiety of not being sure if you have done the right thing before submitting the application. And over the past couple of years, I have been documenting everything, experiences, question, and real situation from OCI card holders in Canada, those in India, and any part of the world. That content lives in a growing library of video, all linked in the description below. Before the video even gets into rules, I want you to know that these videos exist. Here is what's already covered in this channel, and I encourage you to check what's relevant to your situation. All links are in the description. Now let's get into the 2026 rules. For anyone new here, quick level set. The OCI card is not an Indian passport. It is not a dual citizenship. It does not make you an Indian citizen. What it is, it's a lifelong multi-entry visa that keeps your legal connection to India alive without applying for a fresh visa every single time you visit. Who qualifies? Former Indian citizen who have taken up foreign citizenship. The children and grandchildren, foreign nationals married to an Indian citizen for more than 2 years with a registered marriage. Who does not qualify? And here, there are no exceptions. If you, your spouse, your parent, grandparent, great-grandparent were ever citizen of Pakistan or Bangladesh, you are not eligible. This rule applies across generations. What the OCI card does not give you. You don't have right to vote. You don't have right to hold government jobs or constitutional positions. You don't have right to buy agricultural land, plantations or farmhouse. Inheritance is exception. The right to hold an Indian passport simultaneously is also not there. You cannot hold dual passport. The OCI card by itself does not have any expiry date, but your passport, whenever has an update, you have to update that information on the OCI portal. The OCI card stays the same. What changes is the information linked to it in the system. Simple concept, but the rules around how and when to update the information, that's where most people get confused. Let's fix that now. Now, the good news I mentioned at the top, in 2025, India significantly expanded OCI eligibility for two major communities of Indian origin. Communities whose ancestors left India generations ago as indentured laborers, carrying almost nothing but their language, their faith, and their memory of home. First one is Trinidad and Tobago. During Prime Minister Modi's first ever bilateral visit to this nation, India announced that citizens of Indian origin in Trinidad and Tobago are now eligible for OCI card up to 6th generation. These are descendants of Girmitiyas, indentured laborers who arrived in 1800. Their ancestors crossed the Kalapani, the Blackwater, and built their life in Caribbean. 6 generations later, India is saying the door is open. Malaysia. In October 2025, the High Commission of India in Kuala Lumpur announced that OCI registration for Indian origin Malaysian nationals were extended to 6th generation. The estimated 2.4 million strong Malaysian Indian community, many of whom had struggled to prove ancestry due to lost colonial era records, now has significantly wider access. The documentation bar was also lowered. If a document identifies India as the country of origin, it is sufficient. In fact, Prime Minister Modi reaffirmed during the visit to Kuala Lumpur in early 2026, he also introduced Tiruvalluvar Scholarship to enable Malaysian students to study in India. If you have a family or friend in either of these communities, share this video with them. They may not know that they are now eligible. Back to the core rules, the old requirement to get a reissue OCI card booklet at the age 20 is still there, but for reissue at the age of 50 is gone. The government now requires something much simpler, uploading documents online. You keep the same card, you just update what's linked to it. Carry 3 things at immigration until update is confirmed. And this is for your own peace of mind. Your old passport, which is linked to the OCI card, your new passport, and your OCI card. All 3, I have heard from OCI holders directly how easy it makes for everyone. Once you know that the details are updated, next time you can just go with a valid passport and a OCI card. Age group 1 under 20 years, every time your child gets a new passport, upload the new passport copy and a recent photograph at the government website as soon as possible. No physical card needed, no consulate visit, just the online update. My own daughter was issued an OCI card as a minor. Her passport had 5 years validity, which is usually the case with newborn. When her new passport was issued, I just simply logged into OCI portal as a parent, uploaded the new passport and the recent photo, and saved the confirmation number. When she turns 20 and renews her passport as an adult, that's when she will go for reissuance of OCI card. Her face and appearance will have changed significantly between childhood and adulthood. So, they will issue a new card. After that, for future passport renewal, she will only need to update the new passport information online. For the age group category 2, that is 21 to 49 years, this is the easiest group and it's where most of you watching will fall. Each time your passport changes, you just upload the new passport copy and a recent photo online. That's it. In my own case, my Canadian passport has a validity of 10 years. When I renew it, I log into the government portal, upload my new passport, recent photo, and that's it. The OCI card stays fully valid. For my next visit to India trip, I'll carry both old and the new passport. Once I get a confirmation that it's updated and visible in the system, I will, from next time, just carry the new passport and the OCI card. For the age group 3, 50 years and above, if you're 50 years or older, you no longer need a reissued OCI card after 50 years. After your 50th birthday, the next time you get a passport renewed, simply upload the passport copy and a recent photo. That's all. One habit I recommend for everyone, regardless of age group, every time you submit anything on the portal, take a screenshot of confirmation screen and save your acknowledgement number somewhere. Email it to yourself. That digital trail is your proof if anything ever questioned at immigration or in any official process. I do this every single time. Now, here is a rule change that came into effect in October 2025 and it is still catching OCI card holder off guard. Since October 2025, every OCI card holder visiting India must complete a mandatory disembarkment card online before arrival. The old paper form you used to fill out on the plane is being phased out. Where to do it? Again, this is the website, and I have made a detailed video on how to do this step by step. It's quite simple. You can check this video. You have to do this within 72 hours before landing in India. Again, take a screenshot of the process. In some cases, individuals have reported that they still had to fill paper based on arrival. If that's the case, just keep a pen handy. I have seen people struggling at the airport taking red-eye flight to get a pen to fill a form. That was before the e-arrival thing. There is one thing that feeds directly into cancellation rule that most OCI card holders simply don't know. Your OCI card is not a free pass to do anything anywhere in India. Certain activities and certain location may require prior government permission. This typically comes up in situation like entering a protected or restricted area that needs a protected area permit (PAP) or restricted area permit (RAP), doing specialized research or fieldwork in sensitive regions, undertaking mountaineering or adventure activities in notified zones, working with or interning at foreign government organization or diplomatic mission in India. The key point here is if you work or plan in India might fall into sensitive or regulated category, check with FRRO or your Indian mission first. Doing restricted activities without appropriate clearance can become a ground for cancellation of OCI, not just a warning or fine. Now, let's come back to the bad news I mentioned at the top and go through all of it properly because this affects every single OCI card holder. In August 2025, the Ministry of Home Affairs issued Gazette notification. The reference will be there in the description for you to go through in detail. And here is what it says in plain language. Ground 1. Conviction of 2 or more years. If you are sentenced to imprisonment for 2 years or more anywhere in the world, your OCI registration is now liable to be cancelled. Not just in India, anywhere, as long as the offence is recognized under Indian law. Ground 2. Charge sheeted for 7 years offence before conviction. This is the one that surprises people. If you're formally charge sheeted for an offence carrying a possible sentence of 7 years or more, even before court verdict, even while the case is still running, that alone can now be grounds for cancellation subject to government review. Ground 3, no time limit. Under the old rule, there was a 5-year window on cancellation. That is now gone. These new rules apply over your entire lifetime, regardless of when the card was issued. Ground 4, false information. This was always there. If wrong or misleading details are found in your original OCI application, cancellation is possible even years after the card was issued. Ground 5, activities against national interest. You would have seen news articles. This includes certain social media content deemed anti-India, engaging with foreign government organization in way your OCI status does not permit. These rules apply globally, not just when you're physically in India. The due process protection, cancellation is not automatic. You're typically issued a show cause notice and have the right to respond. The rules are real, but so is your right to respond. A cancelled OCI card is not just a document issue, it's a severed connection to your family, your property, a part of your identity. The people who go through it says they never saw it coming. In almost every case, it was something that could have been avoided. The OCI card is a privilege, not an automatic right. Treat it that way. Before I go, I want to leave with you one thought that comes from a very personal place. I hold a OCI card. I know what it feels to land in India and walk through immigration, knowing that your connection to country is officially recognized. To handle family property, to deal with family emergency on short notice, to be there for a wedding without a visa application standing between you and the people you love. The rules in 2026 are actually more manageable than they have ever been. For most of you, it's just one upload with your passport changes. If you're over 50 years, in many cases, it's one update and you're done for life. Almost everything can be done online from your couch. And with the sixth generation expansion in Trinidad and Tobago and Malaysia, India is opening its arm wider than ever it has been before. But that door stays open only if you stay compliant, know the rules, know the benefits, know your limit. A missed update, an unread email, or an activity you didn't realize needed permission. These are the small things that can close that door. Don't let that happen. If this video brought you clarity, please give a thumbs up. It genuinely helps more NRI in the community find this kind of guidance. If you're still having question I didn't cover, chances are that it's already there in the video which I have made. The link to the video library is in the description, and you can always use the comment section. I can direct you to the right video. I'm Gopi. You're watching Canada Tried and Tested. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.